Welcome back guys to another part. What if Naruto was ruler of monster? Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Let's get started. Chapter 5 Tempest. Naruto gently placed Circe back into the kitchen, where the pink-haired witch looked embarrassed as Ram could see that her cheeks were a tint of pink. Ram was confused by the sight of Circe's face, while Ram had a negative idea as to what Naruto did. Ignoring that, Naruto made sure that the adventurers were all safe from being turned into pigs, seeing as one of them had already become one. Now with Circe having already been punished, Naruto left to go find Wendy, just to see if that Shizu woman is also hungry as well. That, and he assumed Wendy and Kane haven't eaten anything yet either. I'm sure they're fine, but I got confirm it. This big brother stuff is hard, Naruto said as he ran off to look for them. With the girls after Kane landed back down and Shizu caught her breath. Wow, I never expected that much excitement. From a real dragon no less, Shizu said. I liked it too, Kane said. Shizu-san, if you know about the dragons, have you heard of one called Grandini? Wendy asked. I'm afraid not, Wendy, Shizu answered. Oh, Wendy said, sounding sad. Is something wrong? Shizu asked as she kneeled down to Wendy's level. I've been looking for Grandini everywhere. She's my mama and Kane's older sister, Wendy answered. Shizu gently patted Wendy's hair. I'm sure you'll find her, Wendy. Just learn to be patient, she said, making her feel a bit better. Okay, Wendy said before Kane hugged her. I miss Grandini too, Wendy. But now we have lots of friends. Especially Shizu, Kane said, making the older woman giggle. You two are so adorable, Shizu commented with a giggle. You should visit again, Shizu, Wendy suggested. Shizu looked down for a moment. Maybe I should. Your home is such a lovely place, she said just as Naruto arrived. You all are. I managed to punish Circe, so the food should be fine at least for today, Naruto said. That's good to hear. Who did you add to the stew? Shizu asked. Hey, that was an empty threat, Naruto argued. Shizu giggled. Then you shouldn't tell lies. It demonstrates your character, she said. Naruto felt bad now. I need to clean up my act, he said, now reflecting on his choices up until now. The next morning, seeing as the adventurers stayed the night and needed to head back, the least the village could do was offer them breakfast in order to stay energized, as well as be hopeful that they don't get attacked again. Iren was the first to arrive, followed by Shizu, who both arrived early enough to see Circe being interrogated by Naruto. It was too early in the morning, but then again, Circe doesn't learn. At least Ram and Ram were kind enough to greet them. Good morning, Ram said happily. Salutations, Ram said dryly. You two are such cute waitresses, Iren said. Ram blushed while Ram merely nodded. The cuteness would end as Circe was held against the wall by Naruto's webs. The latter proceeded to wave several ingredients around Circe's face. Is there any pig potion here? Naruto asked as his eyes were twitching. Of course not, Circe said truthfully. I do not use pig potion. I use my magic and would never resort to such tools, she said, sounding offended. Naruto was still annoyed. I swear, Circe, I need to amp up my punishments if you refuse to learn, he said. What exactly do you do to punish her? Ram asked. Naruto pulled out a jar of jelly beans. Most of these jelly beans are mixed flavors and taste fine. I bought them in between my travels at Dworgen, he said. So? Ram asked. I learned to make some with Gobta. They all taste crap and I force feed Circe a jelly bean and leave it to chance if she gets a bad one, Naruto explained. I actually expected something perverted. It's not horrible, but it does build up anxiety. I actually respect that, Ram said. Good, now Circe, help the girls cook up something. Preferably without pigs unless you want a mouthful of beans, Naruto said threateningly. Okay, Circe said nervously. Good. Naruto said as he moved his face closer to hers. You know, your smile would make you more handsome if you were a few years older. Sir said, trying to tease him. Naruto let her go and left to his own devices. Circe picked herself up and proceeded to get cooking with the help of the Unit twins. A few minutes later, they would arrive with several plates to feed Shizu and Eren just as their fellow teammates arrived. You know Shizu, despite the incident with the ants. It was good having you around. Eren commented. I'm glad to hear that. Even though this is probably my last adventure. Shizu said. Why? You were able to hold your own out there, Eren asked. Shizu smiled. Actually, it doesn't look like it. But I'm a few decades old. She said, surprising her teammates. You must be moisturizing every hour of every day to look that good. Jido said, refusing to believe Shizu is old. Well, I am, as much I had fun having adventures. I think it's time to hang up the sword. Shizu said, making the group look sad. The three tried their best to convince Shizu to keep going. Not out of being selfish but because they saw Shizu as an amazing adventurer. As amazing as she kind to them. However, Shizu really didn't want to argue about her decision as she felt a sudden pain around her chest. Guys, that's enough. I know you all care, but this is really what I want. Besides, I'm not an old woman. So let's just enjoy today while we still can, Shizu said before settling into her breakfast. A little while later, just as the group had packed up their bags, they were about to leave when they saw the monsters gathered together to bid the group farewell. It was only thanks to Wendy that they spent another couple minutes behind. I'm going to miss you, Shizu-san, but I really hope you come back. Wendy said. I think I will, Wendy. You don't need to worry. Shizu said, being strong for the little girl. As everyone bid them farewell, Eren had another thought cross her mind as she remembered Shizu vaguely mentioning her age. Because something about her strength bothered her. Maybe it was the fact that Shizu requested to be on their team and Kavil rudely assumed her to be a rookie. Hi Shizu, just how long have you been adventuring? Eren asked. Quite a while actually. I even earned a few titles, but I'm not the bragging type. Or. Shizu grunted as she fell onto a single knee. Hey, are you okay? Jido asked. I'm fine, it's just. Shizu tried to say before grunting some more. Before the group could pry about Shizu's condition, the masked woman's body was coated in flames. It wasn't too long before her whole body was surrounded in fire, causing the adventurers to realize that they have heard of Shizu somewhere before. Really? How did we not notice earlier? Kavil asked. They say hindsight is 20/20, but I guess that varies. Eren said before Shizu exploded with power. She's not some rookie. She's Shizu, the conqueror of flames. She exclaimed as Shizu's appearance had transformed into a demon-like monster. By now, their monsters all got into their defensive positions in preparation for an attack. As the demonic entity let out a roar and unleashed a wave of flames. What's wrong with Shizu-san? Wendy asked with a scared face. She's transforming into Ifrit. A powerful spirit with powerful fire magic. Eren answered. Can't we talk to her? Wendy asked before Naruto pulled her and Eren away with his webs. Just in time too, as Ifrit launched a volley of fire at the girls. Kavil and Jido also managed to take cover as well. Before Ifrit summoned a large group of salamanders to his side. Wendy, normally I'm always willing to talk things out with people. Except I think we need to beat Shizu before we can talk to her. Naruto said before coming up with an idea. Talk no jutsu. He yelled out, somehow thinking it would work. Failed. Great Sage said. Why? Naruto asked. Answer, the world cannot solve its issues just by talking things out. Therefore the unique skill, Talk no Jutsu, is so weak that it can inflict self-damage. Great Sage explained. Naruto didn't feel too bad for some reason. This almost felt more like a reminder instead of a wake-up call. Perhaps it was the fact that he almost got himself killed when trying to interact with wild animals earlier when he met Wendy. With that said, Naruto started maneuvering around with Eren and Wendy as if Ifrit was definitely not in the mood to speak like a civilized adult. Haha, it's actually funny. Veldora was a lot more reasonable than this. Naruto said. Oh yeah. Wendy said, remembering Veldora's funny personality. Hold on, what did you say? Eren asked before being pulled around again. Never mind, multi-shadow clone jutsu. Naruto called out as he made a few dozen copy of himself. Good idea. Spirits are weak against magic. Eren pointed out. They are. I mean. Yeah, they are. Water slicer. Naruto shouted as he and his clones barraged Ifrit and his salamanders with water. Only for it to evaporate. I guess the flames are too hot. Wendy said. We need a new tactic. Naruto said as he helped the girls avoid more flames. The issue is water isn't cold enough to stop fire. You need ice. Eren said as she raised her staff. Icicle Lance. She casted. A magic circle appeared and from it came a wave of icicles that destroyed a pair of salamanders. Ice was just water that had become hardened from lower temperatures. Nonetheless, this meant that Ifrit did have a weakness. Wendy, you try teaming up with Eren. I'll try to go for Ifrit. Naruto said as he switched to symbiote form. As Naruto jumped away in attempt to fight Ifrit, he had to navigate around the many salamanders blocking his path, leaving it to Eren to continuously fire her ice magic at them. It was difficult and tiresome as the salamanders were fairly durable. Maybe I can use the water I stored up in my stomach. Wendy wondered. Answer, the amount of force could potentially wipe out the salamanders. Great Sage answered. Then could it take out Ifrit as well? Wendy mentally asked. Potentially, as the amount of water you have stored will also destroy the surrounding area. Great Sage added. Wendy paled. Maybe that's not a good idea. Wendy thought. Ranga. Wendy called out. I'm here, Lady Wendy. Ranga said as he jumped out from Wendy's shadow. Wendy quickly mounted onto her companion. We'll try to draw the fire of the salamanders, she said before riding off into battle. With Naruto's clones did their best to attack the salamanders, only quickly finding their powers inadequate due to the heavy fire that Ifrit could produce. Try this. Black lightning. Naruto shouted as he destroyed one of the salamanders. Ifrit looked displeased and prepared to throw another massive fireball, Shadow Clone Jutsu. He shouts as just as the flames arrive. Amongst the destruction of clones, Ifrit's sight was blocked by the smoke they all left behind. When it started to clear, Naruto was missing and a random salamander was flying close to Ifrit. It took a few seconds for Ifrit to register where Naruto went by the time his salamander got too close to him and transformed into Naruto himself. Rasengan. Naruto shouts as he tries to slam his jutsu into the spirit. Ifrit raised his hand and blasted Naruto away, causing him to scream in agony as he crashed onto the ground, rolling around as if he were a cockroach sprayed with insecticide. What the hell is this pain? I feel like I'm being ripped from the inside out. Naruto mentally shouted as the slightest contact felt like suffering. Warning, symbiotic form makes you susceptible to fire. Unlike Wendy, you are dangerously weak against fire, lightning and sonic waves. Great Sage stated. All that? But wait, then how did I get black lightning and use it without self-harm? Naruto asked. Answer, it was potentially picked up before Wendy nearly devoured you. Regardless, heed caution when facing Ifrit head-on again. Great Sage suggested. Naruto groaned. Now I need a new tactic, but fighting from a distance isn't enough, he stubbornly thought. Naruto slowly started to regenerate as his body started to glow orange. At least the Kyuubi is helping me. I guess he sees the spirit as a threat, he thought before making a new plan. With the Kyuubi, the fox growled, the idiot child is going to get himself killed. It's bad enough my consciousness is split, he said. And he's weak to lightning. Now that is just sad, said the voice of Veldora. I'm worried about Wendy though. She's too young and inexperienced to use Dragon Force. But even then I think this spirit is too much for her," said a voice belonging to Grandini. Veldora scratched his chin in thought. "I know. Kurama, try to see if you can make the boy give you control," he said. "How would that help?" The Kyuubi, now identified as Kurama, asked. "Easy. It's going to be painful, but if that Naruto boy can get the tiniest bite off of Ifrit, you could use every ounce of yours and their boy's power to obtain resistance against fire," Veldora said, sounding proud. "That sounds like something Igneel could handle," Grandini said. "It's also stupid. If I were nearby, this would be a different story and the child would no doubt burn to death. Especially to being much more sensitive to heat," Kurama replied. "Well, take a bite out of me. Naruto can briefly attach himself to Wendy and he can take piece of not only my lightning resistance but my strength against heat," Veldora said, making the fox shake his head. "If he dies, I'm escaping and ripping your head off," Kurama replied. "Big words for a big fox. You're all bark and no." "Ouch." Veldora winced as Kurama bashed him on the head. Grandini giggled. "You two are such great friends. It's almost adorable really," she said. There, both of them glared at Grandini. "He is not my friend." They yelled at the same time. Kurama then turned his head and noticed something. "That Logan man is here," he said. Back with Naruto, Logan made it to the battlefield and grabbed Naruto before he was hit by more fire. "You really need to learn to hit from a distance, kid," he said. Then Aru arrived. "Hear the thunder of destruction," she yells as she creates clouds in the sky. "She can control the weather?" Naruto asked with a shocked face. "Yeah, that's right. Some people gave her the nickname Storm, but that's not all she can make," Logan answered as Aru struck Ifrit with a powerful bolt of lightning. "Only a few can weather the storm," Aru said before making the cloud release a heavy amount of rain. "And bad puns too, I guess," Logan said before noticing Naruto shake his head. "Hey kid, are you alright?" he asked before Naruto lunged at him. "With Wendy Iren? I need you to shoot at me," Wendy yelled. "What? That's crazy," Iren yelled. "Just do it. I have a plan," Wendy said confidently. "Alright, but don't make me regret this." "Icicle Lance," Iren shouted as Wendy turned into a slime and devoured the icicle. "You ate it?" she asked. A moment later, Great Sage spoke up. "Analysis complete. Properties of Icicle Lance have been scanned and ready for use," it said. "Good, Ranga, jump over the salamanders," Wendy ordered. "Will do," Ranga replied as he did as instructed. While the salamanders were taking damage from the literal storm that Aru created, they never had the chance to fight Wendy, who was spreading particle over them, which immediately turned into large packs of icicles that pierced their bodies, effectively defeating them and removing any more defense around Ifrit. "Now it's time to finish him off," Wendy said as Ranga charged at Ifrit, who duplicated himself. "No you won't," Naruto shouted as he revealed that he attached himself to Logan. "Kid, what the hell is your plan?" Logan asked, angrily at being volunteered. "I remembered that you said you have a regeneration factor. Sorry bud, but I needed to borrow you in case I get set on fire," Naruto answered. "You don't think this fire will hurt me just as bad?" Logan asked even more angrily. "Sorry. But I'll make it quick," Naruto promised, unaware that Kurama was actually passing on strategies to his head, rather than trying to posse's him. Before Wendy could be hurt by the group of Ifrits, Naruto, Logan quickly cut through the copies with little fire hitting their bodies, followed by extending a clawed arm and stabbing Ifrit, who let out another roar. Before he could focus on the symbiote duo, Ifrit raised his hands and attacked Wendy first. Ra, flare circle. Ifrit roared as he trapped Wendy inside a barrier of fire. Retreat Ranga, Wendy ordered as her wolf companion escaped into her shadow. As the hellish flames surrounded Wendy and burned her slime form, She let out a loud pain-filled scream before realizing nothing was happening. She even looked around to see if everything around her was actually real. As the flames themselves didn't feel like anything. As if a strong wind would be considered more deadly than this. Am I being tricked? Wendy asked. Answer, your resistance against combustions make you immune to fire damage. Great Sage answered. That's good to hear, but... Wendy! Naruto shouted before letting out a roar on the outside. Outside the flames, Naruto let out a monstrous roar as he used both arms to slash at Ifrit's chest. The spirit let out a roar before breathing fire onto their hybrid. Logan roared in pain as his regeneration mixed with Kuruma's help tried to reduce the pain around Naruto. Before the teen dug his clawed hands into Ifrit's chest and took a big bite out of him. Ifrit roared in pain as he shoved the pair away. Steel web. Naruto shouted as he wrapped up Ifrit in his webs that were stronger than Wendy's steel threads. The flare circle died down, revealing Wendy was in perfect condition. Big brother! She yelled out. Wendy! Naruto exclaimed as he let go of Logan. Damn it, brat! I got demon flesh or whatever on my claws. Logan yelled angrily. Naruto ignored him and picked up Wendy's slime body. Wendy, I thought I lost you. Are you okay? He frantically asked. I am. Great Sage said I was fireproof. Only now I think I can beat Ifrit by stuffing him inside of me. Wendy said, jumping out from Naruto's arms and towards Ifrit. Would you like to use the skill, Predator? Great Sage asked. Yes, Great Sage. Wendy answered just as Ifrit breathed fire onto her again. Once again, it was ineffective as Wendy devoured Ifrit and stored him inside of her stomach. This somehow completely removed the spirit from Shizu, who fell down and lost consciousness. Meanwhile, Logan was trying to clean up the bit of flesh on his claws. You kids sure made a mess. It's a good thing the dragon girl used herself as cover instead of blowing everything up. He said, referring to Kana, who shielded the village inhabitants with her dragon form. It's fine, Logan, don't be such a pansy. Here, I'll help you wipe and everything will be... Ugh! Naruto screamed as his symbiote form swallowed the bits of Ifrit, where he proceeded to roll on the ground and scream in agony. Oh? I'm the pansy? Logan asked. Logan, he's just a boy. One that's clearly more sensitive to fire. Aura said, berating her friend. He'll be fine. Logan said. Big brother. Wendy yelled out as she stuffed Naruto inside of her body. With Naruto was still screaming until the pain went away. Oh, that feels better now. He said before noticing something strange. He saw Grandini, Veldora, Kurama and even Ifrit sitting down. All of them wearing jackets and playing a game of shogai together for some reason. Give it to him. Kurama said. Okay. Veldora said as he shoved his fist into Naruto. Don't worry, friend. You'll be immune to lightning now. Now you and Wendy can train using more of my powers. Bwahahaha, he laughed before Naruto left. Oh shoot, I should have told him about Wendy's needs. Grandini said. It wouldn't matter, that idiot would have forgotten what he just saw. Kurama said. Back in reality, Wendy vomited Naruto out. Are you okay, Naruto? She asked. I need a nap. Naruto muttered as a black cocoon surrounded his body. Big brother. Wendy yelled. Fear not, Lady Wendy, it looks like Lord Naruto has just run out of energy. Rigot said from his position. Really? Wendy asked, receiving a nod. I'm sure Naruto will be fine. He likely just needs to hibernate. Aura said, knowing the basics of magical exhaustion. Wendy still looked worried as she also looked at Shizu. We need to get them somewhere safe, she said. A day later, Shizu opened her eyes and struggled to move. She found herself inside of Wendy's shack, with no one else around but a black cocoon. Wendy? Kavil? Jido? Iren? Shizu tried calling out. Nope, just me, Shizu, said a muffled voice from the cocoon. Who's there? Shizu asked. Naruto Uzumaki, current co-ruler of Tempest and lover of Ramen. Sadly, there is no ramen here and I have yet to find my preferred substances. Naruto answered. You don't sound like Naruto. Shizu said. I'm also super thirsty, maybe that's why. Naruto suggested. No, I meant your words. You sounded more sophisticated if I ignore the deep voice. Shizu said. Oh, I guess I became more smart or something while I was taking a nap. I've been up for like an hour. Naruto said, returning to his usual choice of words. Shizu nodded as she looked up at the ceiling. I see. Can you get out of the cocoon? She asked. I've been trying but I'm stuck. Then again, it's better than be lit on fire. I can't believe I thought it was a good idea to brave the pain. Naruto responded. Fire? Oh no. Did I transform? Shizu asked. Yeah, but it's no big deal. Wendy absorbed the spirit from you. Naruto answered, making Shizu sigh in relief before feeling great chest pain. Hi, is something wrong? Naruto asked. Sort of. I want to say something but I would like it Wendy was here for it too. She's sweet and I would like it if she heard me out. Shizu said. I'm sure Wendy will visit at some point. Naruto said just as Wendy revealed herself under Shizu's bed. I was listening the whole time. I'm sorry. Wendy said. I was trapped in here the whole time and you didn't do anything? Wendy, am I bad brother or is Shizu making you nervous? He asked, making Wendy blush. Regardless of Wendy's reasons for hiding, Shizu waited for the two to listen to her, where she explained her origins from being summoned from her old world to becoming Leon Cromwell's servant, where she was cursed into holding Ifrit. Followed by this, Shizu mentioned the day she was left alone to guard Leon's castle and face the hero. Likely the same one who imprisoned Veldora and lost. Yet the hero unlocked Shizu's emotions as she lost them upon being cursed. Time passed and the hero disappeared without a trace, leaving Shizu alone for many years until she took on students of her own, with one even becoming a grandmaster, someone who is in charge of every guild in the country apparently. However, the conversation surprisingly shifted to Naruto, who admitted he knew what Shizu felt, leading to him explaining the Kyuubi being sealed into him and being shunned as a child. Yet he couldn't stop with the optimism that he would one day earn everyone's respect. So in return he respected Shizu for all the suffering she had been through. This brought a tear to Shizu's eye. You two are such kind children, Shizu said as she tried reaching for Naruto's cocoon. Wendy, who had been keeping herself from crying, helped Shizu by cutting open a gap in the cocoon for Naruto's hand to reach for Shizu, with Wendy putting her human hand on top. Promise me a couple of things, Naruto, Wendy, Shizu said. Anything, Shizu? Wendy said. First, please take care of my students and help them live a long life, Shizu said. We promise, they said together. Good, I bet when you find my eldest student, you would have a good time, Naruto. In a few years, when you find your ramen, maybe you can share a bowl, Shizu said, making Naruto blush under his cocoon. Secondly, please eat me, Wendy, she said. Eh? Naruto asked while Wendy looked confused. I don't want this world to eat me. I don't love this world, yet there's so much about it that I care about, Shizu answered. Wendy looked saddened, but, please Wendy, I don't have a lot of time left. Just answer this request, Shizu pleaded. Wendy wiped a tear as she gently hugged Shizu. You promised you would come back, she said in between hiccups. I'm sorry, but deep down, a little part of me will always be with you and my students. Then, you can have lots of more friends, Shizu said with the brightest smile she could present. Wendy nodded. Okay Shizu, I promise, she said before reverting to slime form. Shizu smiled. Call me Shiz. Shizuaizawa is my real name, she said before closing her eyes. Do you wish to use the skill, Predator? Great Sage asked. Wendy silently nodded before the deed was done. Moments later, Rigid waited outside for a moment before slowly walking inside of the shack, where he wanted to check on Wendy and the others to see how Shizu was doing. When he entered, he found a slightly older girl with longer hair. "Lady Wendy?" Rigid asked. Wendy turned around and revealed her form to have evolved into a preteen. Despite what happened right now, she put on a bright smile as she cradled Shizu's mask against her chest. Meanwhile, Naruto refused to come out of his cocoon. Later that afternoon, Wendy requested for a memorial to be made for Shizu as she revealed that the older woman had passed away. It was a silent and peaceful moment, but Wendy didn't let any more tears fall as she believed that would only hurt Shizu. At the same time, Wendy really hoped Shizu was happy and in a better place. "Big brother, when are you coming out of the cocoon? It's okay to cry if you want to," Wendy said. Naruto sniffled. "It's just how I am, Wendy," he said. "I promise nobody will make fun of you. You won't be any less of a man," Wendy said. "Wendy, being a man isn't about being tough and being emotionless. Being a man is having the strength to grow and learn from your mistakes. Anyone that says otherwise is too scared of change," Naruto explained. "You got smart. You asked Great Sage for advice, didn't you?" Wendy asked. "No," Naruto denied. "Also, I'm naked," he said, making Wendy and all the other females turn bright red. "I wanted to say something but I was too scared. Gobzo, fetch me a copy of your guys' uniforms," he ordered. "Okay," Gobzo said with a nod. A few minutes later, while Wendy and Iren's team stayed behind a bit longer to pray for Shizu, Naruto's cocoon was dragged back by Gobzo and Gobta. "He needed bigger clothes, but the issue is we can't open the cocoon any further," Gobta said. Wendy giggled. "I can help," she said as she ripped the cocoon open, only to be blasted by an intense amount of magic. "What's happening?" Kevil asked as he shielded Iren and Jido. "Something like this happened when Shizu asked me to eat her. Only less intense," Wendy answered before the powerful blast calmed down. Suddenly Naruto came out. Only he was a lot different. To the point Iren started to blush and Wendy looked surprised. "I think I got a growth spurt or something," Naruto muttered as he climbed out. Jido pointed his shaking finger at him. "Wasn't he just a kid right now?" he asked. "I guess kids do grow fast," Iren muttered. "Super big brother," Kana yelled as she jumped onto Naruto's back. Kana. Don't. "Hey, were you always so tiny?" Naruto asked. "No, you got super big and muscular and your face looks slightly different too," Kana said. "Kana's right. You're bigger than me. You really are a super big brother," Wendy said before jumping into Naruto's arms. "Oh, Kana may be tiny, but you got big. Remind me to tell Sus to cut back on the ingredients," Naruto said as he tried prying them off. Kevil's team laughed it off just as Carla arrived. Naturally, being her serious self, Carla was reprimanding Naruto as she didn't recognize him at first, which earned her a scolding, which led to an argument about who was being unprofessional and just plain rude. "We should visit again sometime," Iren suggested. "I doubt your dad would let you do as you please, Iren, but I wouldn't mind convincing him," Kevil said, with Jido agreeing. Meanwhile, no one noticed a strange figure in black armor hiding in the forest, repeatedly panting as they looked at the scene unfold. The seemingly psychotic armored individual narrowed their eyes behind the helmet as they tried reaching out to them, only to withdraw their hand and remember back to when they saw the group. Flashback: Dworgen caught a beautiful dark-haired woman with horns on her head, watched as Naruto, Logan and Kajin were dragged in, with Vesta walking in covered in bandages and an arm cast to make his injury look more believable. The woman scoffed at the pride of the nobleman as she watched the trial unfold. Just as King Gazel took his seat to begin the trial. "That man reminds me of Gazer von Riest's," the woman thought. "And what does the defense have to say?" Gazel asked. Naruto cleared his throat. "My name is Ain't Oil Gown." he said in a low voice. Suddenly Gazelle panicked and started crawling backwards to the point he fell off of his chair. "Tell the truth," he demanded. The dark-haired woman perked up as she heard that name. "No. It couldn't be. I asked around and no one had heard of that name before," she thought. "My name is Naruto," Naruto admitted. The woman shook her head. "This is too convenient. The king looks like that human. He even became terrified upon hearing my love's name. How does only that boy and that dwarf know my beloved's name?" She thought angrily. She took a deep breath and thought again. "I doubt I can confront the king. The magic users here are far superior to the humans before my hibernation," she thought before watching Naruto get dragged away. A few minutes later Naruto groaned as he prepared his bags. "Kid, what the hell's is Nine's old gown?" Logan asked. Naruto shrugged. "I think I read it on a sign. I thought it sounded cool. So maybe they would have thought I was famous or something," he said, thinking of an excuse. Logan sighed. "Whatever, kid, it's stupid. Sometimes keeping your name a secret is smart, but other times, it might get you killed," he said. "He's right. I've never seen King Gazelle get scared like that before." Kajin spoke up. "Fine. I won't use the name again. Still, it sounds super cool," Naruto said as they all prepared to leave. Not noticing the woman from earlier spying on them. "Ain't Sama? Is that you? Did you reincarnate into a filthy human?" "No, think of the upside. Maybe it's just a disguise," she thought. And a flashback. The armored figure giggled. "Ain't Sama, I've found you after so long. Your bones are all but dust, but your soul lives on. Although perhaps another skip in age is necessary," she said with a blush under her armor. The stalker continued to watch from a distance while Naruto and Kala were being separated from their argument. Regardless, things seemed to be going well in Tempest despite another crazy day and the loss of a new friend. To be continued. Notes: sorry about the long wait. I have some new stuff planned and old stuff ended. In case you guys don't know, Fate's Day, Night, Chronicles of Chaos is finished and the Elemental Grail War will hopefully be done as well. So new stuff is coming soon. The next chapter will give you guys an option to pick a third girl, though I'm still leaning towards Circe, FGO. I'm not going beyond 3 and definitely not turning Kurama into a girl. Also I think Kurama is technically genderless despite his voice and the fact that he was Naruto's dad in the 1997 one-shot. But I'm still. Welcome back guys to another part. What if Naruto was ruler of Monster? Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Let's get started. Chapter 5 Tempest. Naruto gently placed Circe back into the kitchen, where the pink-haired witch looked embarrassed as Ram could see that her cheeks were a tint of pink. Ram was confused by the sight of Circe's face while Ram had a negative idea as to what Naruto did. Ignoring that, Naruto made sure that the adventurers were all safe from being turned into pigs, seeing as one of them had already become one. Now with Circe having already been punished, Naruto left to go find Wendy, just to see if that Shizu woman is also hungry as well. That and he assumed Wendy and Kane haven't eaten anything yet either. I'm sure they're fine, but I got confirm it. This big brother stuff is hard, Naruto said as he ran off to look for them. With the girls after Kana landed back down and Shizu caught her breath. Wow, I never expected that much excitement. From a real dragon no less, Shizu said. I liked it too, Kana said. Shizu-san, if you know about the dragons, have you heard of one called Grandini? Wendy asked.